They're doing some sort of other kind of videos, I guess you'd say. I got these earphones in. I was listening to some, I don't know what you want to call it. If you want to call it inspirational or, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention someone else. There's Brendan.com. Ways to be happy. I forget the exact title, but about happiness and 5 rules of life. And it's not that, like, everybody else I listen to, and I've listened to so many over the years. I think I said I've been doing this for 7 years, but actually, going by the doggies and how long we've had them, I think it's been 8 years or 9 years because I started before we had them. And during that time, I went through a lot of CDs and a lot of YouTube and a lot of books, read tons and tons of books, and on and on. The affirmations, listening to the affirmations in the morning, writing them out. I find books, pages and pages and pages. I could show you books. I'm not obviously going to. Pages and pages and writing out affirmations all the time, writing them out. I lost my thought. But listening to them when I get up, listening to them through earphones when I go to bed, and really working on all that positivity. Anyway, so I was listening to that Brendan, and he's not that he's not good. I mean, everybody I listen to is good in some way. They all have their own strengths. But I'm thinking if I do this, if I was to make videos, I gotta put a different slant on it, because the way they talk, they don't take into consideration, like, they want you to become who you want to be. But you wake up in the morning and you have a horrible headache. You wake up in the morning and, like, I have neck problems. I've always had neck problems. I've always had neck pains. I've the headaches and just different things all through my life. From the ear infections, the throat infections, the tetracycline for years because I was always so sick, the stomach aches all the time, the headaches, just pains and aches, people who have fibromyalgia, and right on up. I don't care what they have, whether they have Parkinson's or Hutchinson's and stuff. And see, there may be out there, I haven't found them, but I'm not saying there isn't. There's probably videos out there that have that slant on them, because you need videos with that slant on them that take in people in wheelchairs or people, because these videos are so basic. Oh, do this, do that, and for someone who has health problems, all you're thinking is, I wake up in tremendous pain. Like, even if someone's been in a horrible car accident, or they've had some other accident where they're paraplegic and they've had, or they've had back surgeries and neck surgeries and leg surgeries and pins in their legs and pins in their head and plates in their head and on. We need, like, it's still, the basic information is good, but it's also really hard because you're thinking, well, I can't do this. And it's like, I don't know. I know they'd say, well, that's negative saying you can't. Okay, you're talking to a paraplegic. Are you talking with someone who's in intense pain? There needs to be videos. Like, I listen to that and I'm going, like, that's fine if you're up and walking about, or if you just have some times where you feel down, or you just have times where you feel some depression, or you just have times where you have anxiety, even though those are very crippling in themselves. But if you really want to try to work on those, or I don't know, every day-to-day people that have normal, regular problems, these things are great. But I don't know if I'm getting through right, because almost any problem can be completely, crippling, and even depression can be so life-changing, or is so life-changing. And you walk up to someone, well, I don't know, you'd have to listen to the videos, just do this and just do that and just do this. And it's like, Okay, there's got to be videos with a different slant on it. There's got to be encouraging videos for people who wake up in a wheelchair every day, wake up with a pain of fibromyalgia and so many other illnesses. Like, all those videos are good for them too, but yet you listen to them and you think, well, you don't understand. You need some videos where someone does understand, and it's got to have a different slant on it, because listening to those videos can be very discouraging, because I don't know, because the things that they say are just, I don't know how to word it. I need other people with pain to explain, and that would be good. That would be really, really good to have people with a lot of chronic pain and migraines and everything else to write about how they feel when they listen to all these positivity videos. And they are good. Like, even when I listen to them, there's obviously a lot of good stuff, and that's why I keep listening to them, the positivity stuff, but there's a lot of frustrating stuff too. Like, oh yeah, just, okay, you're going to have a good life. You're going to feel good. Get out there and exercise and do this. And it's like, if you exercise and do this, you're going to feel better. Oh, yes. But there has to be, it just feels like there's just no understanding if someone's, in a wheelchair, or somebody has, fibromyalgia or MS or something. You need to have somebody who's talking in a way of, okay, I realize you can't get up and obviously jog 5 miles every day because you're a paraplegic and in a wheelchair. I realize that you can't. The one lady I know, not only is she in a wheelchair, but her hands are like this. Okay, so now she can't hold anything either. All right, she's in a wheelchair, but her hands are like this. So it's not like she can grab hold of a barbell and, she'd have to have very specialized equipment. And then, of course, she's on ODSP, so, but I'm sure she, anyways. And actually, I do know she uses some sort of a hand exerciser. So there you go. Like, and that's good, but I don't know. It's just pounding it into someone's head every day. Oh, do this, and oh, eat this, and oh, and he said you got to get your 8 hours of sleep a night. Okay, well, this is not taking in people with insomnia, chronic fatigue syndrome, pain of fibromyalgia, sleep disturbances. Like, most of these illnesses cause sleep disturbances, and pills don't help. I've been that route. Pills don't help. Anyways, I just keep thinking that, and I read the positivity, I listen to the positivity, and I love the affirmations, and, they are all good. I'm not saying they're not good, obviously, and it's not that I'm going to stop listening to them, obviously. I'll keep listening to them. But you know what? I like to find a way to do a little twist on videos that kind of encompasses people that, even if they have Parkinson's or Hutchinson's or fibromyalgia or MS or lupus or chronic fatigue syndrome or migraines or depression and everything, it kind of takes them in. So many of these videos are just so general. And repeating affirmations, I feel, is a wonderful thing. Absolutely wonderful, no matter what your situation. And thinking positive, of course, no matter what. And I imagine with some of these illnesses and stuff, it's got to be near impossible, to try to stay positive, of course. Like, I can't imagine. I know there's a whole lot of people, a whole lot worse than I am. Oh, tremendously. Believe me, I know. And it's got to be hard. I took care of, like, the one husband who had dementia. It was getting worse every day, and of course he doesn't know it, and he's getting a little worse, and Every time I went in there to take care of him and talk to the wife, like she was just in tears, just crying because she's living with her husband, trying desperately to take care of him the best she can, and just watching him go downhill every day, get a little worse. And she'd turn around, he'd have all the clothing pulled out of all the dresser drawers, and he's just so confused, and just, I don't know. And I mean, try to be positive for her, try to be positive watching her husband deteriorate in front of her eyes. Knowing she can't look after him anymore, it's impossible for her. And he did finally get out, and he did actually fall, and he had to go in a home. But, anyways, yes, I continue listening to the positivity stuff, but I still would like to see if I could write out something with more of a better slant to encompass, for consideration and to take in the people who just can't get out there and exercise every day, and they wake up with complete pain and headaches every single day. And I don't know, there's got to be that extra twist to it to kind of take them into consideration in a much more understanding way than just go do it, go do it, go do it. And it's like, no. Anyways, that was my thinking, I guess, for today. My thoughts.